Gunther Bovine here, and I'm going to talk about guild recruitment posts. I read these over occasionally, and I'm just always struck by how bad they are. I mean, they're bad in terms of they don't make me want to join their guild, and they're bad in terms of I don't think they're very effective in finding players that will be a good contributor to their guild. So before we get into some of these posts, I want to talk a little bit about me. Um, uh, I'm coming up on 1.4 million GP, and I got into Separatists early when I was in my 50s in terms of level. I started recruiting geos because knew I wanted to have a geo fleet once I got ships unlocked. And then once I started doing that, I just started getting other Separatists. So, I mean, look through my Separatists. I have, you know, they're my best faction by far. And so, in terms of missions the Geonosian Separatist Might, I can do this one, the Poggle one. Um, this one here, the big holdup right now, B2, he's about to get a Zeta, and then he'll be qualified to do this mission. Droideka is at 6 stars, like 6 shards. So I've got the long grind to get him up to 7 stars, and then he'll be able to do this mission. Um, so I can do the Asajj Dooku all 4 ways, 1.4 million. I can do the Wat Tambor mission and get the Wat Tambor shards. Um, the Going after who's this guy called again? Um, yeah, whatever. The ferocious beast, the special mission we have to kill the Akbar, whatever it is. Um, I've tried it once, didn't quite make it. And the way my guild does the territory battle, we do this territory the same time we do the Wat Tambor, and they want me to do the Wat Tambor mission. So I haven't tried this one recently, so I think I might be able to do it. If not, if I got Poggle up to, G12, maybe gear up a couple more guys, I should be able to do this mission. So I can definitely be a major contributor to a guild on the Geonosians territory battle. And then, could I contribute on territory wars? Well, that's hard to measure. Yes, I can, but to me, the way you can measure, can I contribute to territory awards, is through, look at how I do in Grand Arena Championships. Grand Arena Championships, the same type of thing in terms of I'm using my squads to go out and defeat another player's squads. And I do very well in Grand Arena Championship. So that's who I am as a player. And then kind of looking at this one here, the Imperial Empire Force, 121 million GP. So this would be a big step back for me. My guild does 14 stars, roughly, on Geonosians territory battles. These people do 10. So, one thing I forgot to mention. So, I'm like the 4th or 5th lowest GP in my guild. And around 45. 45, number 46. But my contributions on here, right now I'm at number 24. That's high. Just timing wise, I'll probably wind up like number 30. So there's a lot of players who have much higher GPs than me that don't contribute as much as I do in the Geonosian territory battle in my guild. And that includes, I'm one of the few players in my guild who do the Wat Tambor mission. So coming back to here, so here we go. And, so let's say, what is this guild? What do they have to offer to me? And right now, not all they say is this is how many stars we get in these territory battles. Well, that's not really, doesn't tell me all that much. I'll talk about that in a little bit more. But, so getting here, so almost all these recruitment points, the main thing they say is minimum GP. And for this case, it's 2 million. And it's like, you know, people, now that we have Grand Arena Championship, players are looking to very slowly grow their GP. That they're looking much more focused. They're much more, trying to get much more value out of every, increment of GP. And so if you're saying minimum 2 million, you're really cutting off of players like me who are rising up the ranks. You're looking at, older players who don't have rosters that are probably current meta, that probably don't have, a lot of separatists. And so, I mean, it's just nuts to me. I'll get a little bit more what I would think of this. But then, start to look at this. You get into this. Here we go. We have to have, here's some teams that they're expecting. Jedi training, Ray. And it's just like, no, I will not have Jedi training Ray. I don't know. I can't imagine getting Jedi training Ray. Here we go. Let me, I have no characters unlocked for what I would need to get Jedi training Ray. And in terms of, once again, I want to keep my GP down to as low as possible. And then, veteran smuggler Chewie, veteran smuggler Han Solo, those guys, I don't see them used very much, and then to get BB-8, well, then I would have to get first, to use that, unlocking First Order. And, again, First Order is an okay team, but there's a lot better teams that I want to, if I'm going to grow my GP, I'm going to grow my GP for them over First Order. So I've got to, growing the Resistance, getting Jedi training Rey is just so far down my priority list. It's not even funny. And that's like the first thing they do. Night Sisters, same kind of thing. Night Sisters, I mean, they're okay, but you don't need them for any legendary. Don't need them for any territory battles. You don't. There isn't any events that's really necessary to have them. They're just not worth the GP to develop them. And so it's like this is eliminating a lot of younger players, younger in terms of how long they've been playing it, from ever joining their guild. That people that have the players, that have the characters that can contribute to this guild, they are just totally knocking them out. And then you can contact us. Well, why contact us? But these aren't they aren't the only ones. I mean, there's a lot of other posts that you just look at this one. Okay, this one here, 169 million GP. So this would be like a 30 million GP step up for my guild. So this would be, if I were to leave my guild, this would be the type of guild I would be looking to jump up to. And, so, and it's like, what we want from you. Well, what are you going to give to me? Wow, heroic raids. Everybody at this level, is running heroic raids. And all they have, 16 stars. That's it. That's, so, so what do they want from me? So these guys, 1.8 million, these are actually less GP requirement than the people who have, 50 million less GP wanted. They wanted 2 million. These guys want 1.8 million. And then, again, start, working towards Jedi train rating. It's like, that's really a joke to me because, yes, they're good for raids. But, if you had 170 million GP, you should have lots of guys who can do these raids. You should have guys who can solo raids. Man, and in our guild, it's more of a race to get in the guild, get in the raid before it gets cleared, than it is, hey, we need more, muscle in order to get these raids done. So, and then C3PO. Again, I don't know what the requirement is to get C3PO. You need Ewoks. Ewoks are really bad. I mean, if you use them, put them down in Grand Arena Championship or Territory Awards. Somebody can solo them with Nest. So, again, you're talking about a major commitment of GP that I, as a player in Grand Arena Championship, don't want to make in order to get one character, when there's a lot of other characters that I would, prefer to be working towards. And so here we go. And again, there, it's like, what have you got to offer me? So let's scroll down, look at another one. So here we go. Darth Dane, 194 million GP. And wow, so they're requiring 4 million GP that have necessary geo characters. I mean, this is to me a joke. I mean, you should be saying, if you're really serious, you should be saying G12 geos. Absolutely G12 geos. I mean, that's just, if you go back here, what are you going to need? The Acklay is G12 geos. You need to do it for there. Wat Tambor, G12 geos. You need it for that. Okay? This mission here, G12 geos. You need it for that. So that's 3 separate battles. I mean, critical battles that you need geos, G12 geos to do. So that's, if I'm a guild, I'm, hey, that's an absolutely, stringent requirement. You need to do this. And they're not, geos aren't that hard to recruit. They're, relatively easy to farm. Gear them up, because if you don't have G12 geos, you are not going to be, to me, you're not pulling your weight, for 194 million GP. You're not pulling your weight in territory battles. And then, hey, look at this, 7 to 10 watch shards each geo territory battle. This tells me something about beyond how many stars. Wow, this tells me how many watch shards I would get if I joined that guild, which is really important to me. But again, so 194 million, and they only have 7 to 10 players who are getting it. So I'm like, shouldn't you be? You've got all your players are 4 millions, and they can't contribute as much as I can at 1.4 million GP. That's sad. I mean, by saying 4 million GP, you're knocking out players like me who can contribute GOTPs. But, another thing that they should be saying here, but they don't, is, how are you completing your other missions? Are you getting the other 2 special missions? Are you, this is 15, get 2, and this is 20. So, how much, and then everybody gets those 35. So how much of these Type 2 guild event token trainings are you earning every geo territory battle? I mean, that's a huge piece of information I want to know, because that would be, unfortunately, my guild isn't very good at that, but, it would be something, if I'm joining, I would expect, that's something that's going to sell me on joining this guild, So saying, hey, get 7 to 10 watch shards each GOTB, that helps sell me. That convinces me. That's okay. That's better than my current guild. Yeah, that's appealing to me. But how many get 2 tokens? Now that's something else that would be appealing to me if it's more than what my current guild is. But we're not there. So, and for something like this, for a big guild like this, you should be saying, we know the light side geo's territory battle is going to be Galactic Republic. You should be specifying, Galactic. You should have Padme. That's, to me, minimum requirement right there. You should have, G12 geos. You should have 7-star Padme. If you don't have those things, you aren't going to be pulling your weight in those territory battles. So, that's, just my thought. Like I said, I read these things and I'm like, you don't do a good job of convincing, getting me excited about joining your guild, and I don't think you're doing a good job of specifying those type of things. Like, you should be specifying to me, G12 geos. You should have, Asajj And Doku, do you have, these should have, can you do the Separatist Special Master, GOTB? Maybe not that one, do you have Padme? You should have 7-star Padme. Do you have Jedi Knight Revan? Do you have Darth Revan? Do you have Darth Malak? Those are much more important factors than you have, 4 million GP in characters that are out of the meta. So that's just my, just personal thing I wanted to say, get off my chest. I hope that was something interesting to you. Gunther Bovine, out.